I was rinsing dishes when my phone buzzed with a notification I almost ignored. But then I froze. There it was, a listing for my own vacation home on Airbnb, and the host, my son. He had rented out the house I worked my entire life to buy. And when I confronted him, he looked me dead in the eye and said, "Mom, you can book a weekend too, if you pay." Before I continue, make sure you hit that subscribe button. These real stories will leave your jaw on the floor. And trust me, you don't want to miss the endings. That vacation home wasn't just property. It was my dream, a place by the lake where I imagined mornings with coffee, reading in peace, and finally having something of my own after decades of giving everything to my family. I had worked 2 jobs for years to afford it. Every penny saved was poured into that cottage, so when my son Ethan casually announced, "Oh yeah, I listed it on Airbnb," like it was nothing, my stomach dropped. He didn't ask. He didn't even mention it before. And then came the kicker. "Mom, you're not using it all the time. Might as well make money from it. If you want a weekend there, just book it through the app like everyone else." Like everyone else? As if I was just another stranger, not the woman who raised him. At first I thought it was a joke. But when I checked the listing again, I saw pictures one's only family could have taken. He had walked through my home, photographing every corner, every memory I had created there, and put it online for strangers to use. Even worse, there were already bookings. My fridge, my sheets, my deck by the water. All suddenly a tease. I wanted to scream, but instead I asked softly, "Ethan, why didn't you ask me?" His response, "You don't need it. And honestly, Mom, you should be thanking me. I'm turning your dead space into profit." "You're welcome," he smirked. My own son. But here's the thing about me. When people push me into a corner, I don't just push back. I plan. So instead of yelling, I smiled. I told him, "You know what? You might be right." Because in that moment, I wasn't thinking about hurt. I was thinking about proof, about the law, and about the lesson Ethan was about to learn. That night, I drove to the cottage. Except it wasn't mine anymore. Not really. Strangers were lounging on the porch. Loud music echoed. My curtains were drawn back like some cheap rental. And when I stepped inside, I nearly cried. Empty bottles. Crumbs ground into the carpet. Someone had even broken the lock on the sliding door to the deck. It didn't look like my peaceful retreat anymore. It looked like a frat house. The next morning, I called the county office. Then the zoning board. Then an attorney. And do you know what I learned? Ethan hadn't just crossed a line. He had broken multiple laws. Short-term rentals weren't even allowed in that zone without a permit. And the permit required the owner's signature, which of course Ethan didn't have. So while he thought he was being clever, I was gathering every receipt, every screenshot, every single piece of evidence by the time Ethan showed up at my door, bragging about how many bookings he had lined up. I was ready. I slid a folder across the table. Inside, the city violation notice, the attorney cease and desist letter, and proof of damages. His face turned white. "Mom, you wouldn't." But I already had. The county shut the listing down within 48 hours. Every booking was canceled. And Ethan was fined thousands for fraudulently listing property he didn't own. But that wasn't the part that hurt him most. It was the fact that I told him, calmly, "You don't treat family like business. And if you do, don't be surprised when they hold you accountable." For the first time in a long time, Ethan didn't have a snappy comeback. He just stared, stunned, realizing his mother wasn't the pushover he thought she was. The cottage, I restored it. New locks, new furniture, and a strict new rule. No one steps inside without my permission. 'Cause sometimes the best way to protect your peace isn't with kindness, it's with boundaries. So the next time Ethan asked if he could borrow the keys just for a night, I smiled, handed him a printed copy of the county fine, and said, "Sure, but you'll have to pay." If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe because there are so many more shocking family dramas that will keep you hooked until the very end. And tell me in the comments, what would you have done if your own child rented out your home without asking?